Hello everyone. So today we're gonna learn about Adobe Illustrator. So this will be our first session to learn about Adobe Illustrator. Most of features in Illustrator are pretty similar in Photoshop, but it's a totally different kind of software. I just explained the difference between the vector and bitmap. So even the tool, the shape of the tool features look similar, and actually Adobe tried to make them kind of look similar and try to have the similar options between two software, but it's eventually two different software. Anyway, as you know how to start a new document, same. So let's create a new. And then it's the same. So you will get this pop-up window, and let's change this from the point to maybe inches, so you will know the dimension a little bit easy. So 8.5 and 11 will be the document size, and you don't need to really worry about bleed at this time, okay? So that's more likely once you wanted to publish these images. And as you see here, there's an advanced option too. So you can change the color mode to the CMYK or RGB. But usually we put the RGB for the Photoshop and CMYK for the Illustrator. Okay. So let's just keep the options for CMYK and then 300 resolution. So now you will get this document. And one of the things that is different than Photoshop is actually you have the a little bit more wider work area. You will see like a little bit. So actually you can place your object outside of this wide work area. Okay. So on your left, there's a tools. So the tools that we learn is going to be the selection tool and direct selection tool. As you bring your mouse near the tool, you will see the shortcut key, which is V as a selection tool, and then direct selection is A. Okay, V and A. And this selection tool is kind of like a move tool in Photoshop. So in terms of the moving the object, in terms of the scaling the object, you will use this selection tool. Direct selection tool is a little bit different than Photoshop, like a move tool in Photoshop. It's actually directly, you can, modify certain points. So to go further, let's try to actually use some sort of the shape tool here. So there's a rectangle tool, and ellipse tool, and polygon tool, and star tool. And actually you can make this shape tool your own. Okay, so first tool that we're gonna try, shape tool, is rectangle tool. Let's draw a rectangle shape. So after you select a rectangle tool, because it's a drawing software, it shows actually the dimension of your rectangle. It said now its width is about 2 inches wide, and then 1.75 inches height. Okay. So some of you do not have the white, red or yellow color here, because I actually picked different colors. So I actually make the white and black and white for now, and then one point as a stroke. And if you don't have a stroke option here, you can go to window and then select stroke. So now you will get this. Another thing in difference in between the Photoshop and Illustrator is this one actually doesn't have a history option. Instead, it just have the go back option. So Control G as undo, but you can do as many as possible. So if we are using Mac, it's Command G, or if we are using PC, Control G, G, something like that. So you can actually go back where you certain point by Ctrl G. So that's going to be undo option. So because I tried to show you undo by Ctrl G, Command G, it just erase my drawing. Anyway, so go back again, and then select the rectangle tool, and then I will draw the rectangle a little bit more like a square. Okay. Then the first tool that we're gonna learn is going to be the selection tool. Selection tool. So selection tool is more likely a move tool. Okay, so you can move. And you can scale up and down. Okay, so that's going to be your selection tool. And some of you didn't have the I will open my stroke window again. So if you wanted to make your stroke a little bit thicker after you select your object, you may increase your stroke size. Okay. And next tool that we're gonna try is direct selection tool, which is A as a shortcut. So if you are using this direct selection tool, actually you can modify each point. Instead of moving the object as it is, actually you can modify its point. So to use this direct selection tool, you need to click the object and then you need to click the point that you wanted to modify. So for example, if I want to modify here, you need to click. Click to let it know which point you wanted to use. Then after you click, then you need to hold your mouse, and then move around. Okay? You need to hold your mouse. Okay, I like this shape. Okay. And then I will use LS tool to draw a circle. And then A, which is direct selection tool, okay, to modify a point. Click, hold, click, hold, click, hold, okay? So now you got this shape. But if you wanted to move your object as a whole, then you need to use a selection tool to move again, okay? So I scaled it down a little bit too. So this is going to be whenever you move object, selection tool. Whenever you modify your object in terms of the shape, direct selection tool. Okay. So we use direct selection tool to draw this shape. And now I will show you how to change color of the inside field, and then how to change the color of this line, like stroke. So at the bottom of your toolbar, you will see this one. So left one is change color for the field, right one is change color for the stroke. So if you double click the field, then you can change your color. So I will change it to red. You need to select object first. So this one, so I will change the color for this one. So with selection tool, you need to click the object and then double click and then change it to red and then double click and then maybe change to blue. And to increase the thickness of the stroke line, window and stroke, and then you may modify, increase the stroke size. And then let's use selection tool to select this object, and then change color to blue, and then stroke as yellow. Okay. My yellow is not, yellow is not showing, and if you wanted to make it thicker, then you can increase the stroke size. So now you got these two shapes. Next tool that I'm going to show you is actually make it kind of a repeat. Okay, so let's go to edit, and then let's select the transform. Where's the transform? Oh, sorry, you need to select the object. Edit, and then where is the transform? Object. I'm sorry, object, and then transform. So here, go to edit, and then transform. And under the transform, actually there are just several options. Somehow I think it's kind of moved, so I will move my screen a little bit. So go to object and transform, and then you will see move, rotate, reflect, scale, jitter. So for now, let's try to use rotate. And make sure you have this preview selected. Okay, so you will know what you are doing. So this is angle. So you can actually select maybe 10. And then why it's not showing? Yeah. So yes, actually it rotated. So you can actually rotate this about 10 degree. Okay, about 10 degree. But instead of we wanted to rotate, you know, original, we wanted to make a copy. So if you click the hit OK here, then I will do Ctrl Z to show you how it is changed. Ctrl Z undo. So it was like this, and then after I redo it, rotated. So instead of I'm rotating my original, I wanted to rotate and then make a copy. So go to object and then transform and then rotate. And let's do, what is the 360 divided by 4 is 90. So 90. And then instead of click OK, you should actually click copy. Okay, so now you got rotated copy here, and then file object again, transform, and then if you click actually transform again here by the top menu, then you will actually do the same thing. Not the same thing. Yeah, sorry. Same thing again. So we will go to edit and then object, select the object, and then let's click the original one. So transform, and then let's select the rotate again, and then this time 180 copy. So now you have this. And click the original object, and then object transform, rotate, and then 270 copy. So now you got these 4 additional object rows. Okay? This time I will show you different transform tool here. So actually there is another another place that you can actually find this transform tool. So it's a little bit different than just rotating one object. Actually, it has a little bit effect, you know. So this time, instead of going object, let's go to effect. And then you will find this distort and transform. So there's another actually transform. It looks similar, but has more options for you. So again, go to effect and then transform. Okay, this time. So now last time you know, for this object over here, we had to you know, do the 3 times, transform 3 times to get 3 copies. But this one, you can actually do 90 angles, and then you want 3 more copies. Okay, 3 more copies. And this time, you know, your if you want actually your copied one scaled down, I'm going to show you in a little bit. here how to change the scale, but we don't do that this time, okay, for this one. But you can actually see, actually let's move this, how those 3 additional copies move. Okay, actually I like this better. And if you want more copies, actually you can actually change to maybe angle to 60, and then you want 5 more copies. You know. So how you got this copy? Number of copy is you divide by 360, like a whole circle, by 60, like angle that you put here, and then you will get 6, right? Number 360 divided by 60 is 6, and you subtract 1 because you have the original. So you have 5 additional copy, okay? And then you hit the OK. Okay. So now, first one that we did is use the transform under the object. But the second one is we use a transform under the effect. So the difference between these two are, you know, these are the each object. So whenever you select, you need to select individually, okay? But for this one, if you select the one, then if you move around, it just goes as a group, okay? So you cannot really modify things if you do this way. So depends on you know, the how you modify after this, you know, tool. Then you know, you decide which transform you're gonna use. And to select several objects together, I just use the move the selection tool V, and then I go drag, select together, and right click, you can do group, okay? So if you wanted to make them group. And also I told you that you can actually use this outside as a work area. So, you know, because it's the drawing program, drawing software, sometimes you just need to create a lot of the drawing to get final drawings done, you know? So you can use actually this outside of the document file as a work area, you know, and then you just put the final images here. You will see more of this when we build the flat temple you know, library, flat drawing library. When we build the flat drawing libraries, so whenever we create a one flat drawing, we will place outside. And then once the drawing is needed, we will bring this one to the main work area, okay? So I group this one and this. And I will show you another tools under the effects. So this time, let's use a star tool. Because we have the object color selected from the previous object, the one that is applied to the previous object is automatically applied to the new drawing that you just made. So to change that one, go to color change, and then I will change to the green. And then again, with the direct selection tool, A, which is shortkey, you can actually, your star, click very sharp. Click, hold, click, hold. Okay. So after you got this, I will use actually selection tool to actually make it a little bit smaller. And you can actually use rotation, okay? Okay. Then let's go to effect again. And then we will use this tool to transform again. And then this time we can use transform again, but I told you I will show you how to use the scale. So maybe this time I will use 60 angle and then 5 additional copies. But this time I want like my repeated copied one a little bit smaller. So in terms of the horizontal, in terms of the vertical. And then I will the space like that. Okay? So now you see my copied one. Actually, I will make even smaller. So my copied one is getting smaller. Okay? So we use effect tool to repeat, make a copy, and then make a scaled down as it create a copy. I also wanted to talk about how you can change the order like of those images. So for example, if this is on top, but you somehow you wanted to make this on top, if you right click, you will find orange. Bring to the front, okay? And then if you want this maybe top, like this top here, then you can do click, and then you can make orange, and then bring to forward. Okay? So that's going to be how you arrange this time. And I wanted to show you one more tools for today's. Then I'm gonna ask you to create your own print design. Okay. So let's do window, and then let's open the Pathfinder here. So there's a various options under the Pathfinder here. Okay. And then we will draw the rectangle shape, rectangle tool, and I will actually change to the black and white this time, and then I will draw a circle. Let's do circle. Okay. So after you create these two shapes, selection tool, use selection tool to select both together. So I, drag and select two together, and then you will see this divide, trim, merge, crop, and outline, and then minus back. So we're gonna do, and also there's a united and minus, and then minus back, intersect, and then exclude, something like that. So we're gonna actually try. So let's do Command C and Command V, so we know what it's doing. Okay, Command C, Command V, Command V. If we are using the PC, Control C and Control V, Command V, like that. Okay. So first one, after you select, let's try to use unite. Do you see? After you click the unite, this is combine. And then after you select this, if you click this one, it actually subtract the second drawings. So you keep the original first drawing, but it subtract the third drawing. And then third one is intersect. So if you select this one and if you click this one, you will only keep the combined area. And then if we click this one, It looks like nothing happened, but actually it's ungroup, and then it actually separate your drawing. Okay, so I will show you one more time of this one in a little bit. Anyway, so this time let's kind of practice one more time with rectangle tool to draw, or Control V, Command V. I think you would keep the original. Command V one more time here, and then if you select this together, then if you divide, it divide. You need to do ungroup and then do the same thing. You need to select the selection tool to this and this, this and this. So the difference between the last two tools that we use and this tool is actually it divide, but it actually eliminate the common area. So it's actually exactly opposite with this third shape tool. But if we just wanted to separate all the objects, then you need to use this divide, tools in the Pathfinder. So actually, you can, kind of keep repeating to see how it is changed for the Pathfinder. So actually, it's created, but because it combined with no stroke, it's just invisible. But once you make the stroke color black, so it's kind of putting these two objects together. And then Control V again, Command V if you're using. Yeah, same things like that. So it eliminates just inside the line. It just keeps outside the line like that. So you may kind of try to use Pathfinder using by combining this rectangular shape and then circle shape. Okay, so for your practice today, I want you to actually create almost similar like mine. I used the rectangle tool, and then I used direct selection to modify my rectangle to a little bit more diamond shape. And then I used the transform to repeat. And also I changed my fill color, stroke color. And for the second one, I used the transform under the effect option. And then I use third shape, shape here to use the similar tool. So go to the transform under the effect, but this time I use the scale. And then I draw the rectangle and circle to try the Pathfinder. So you will need to exactly similar images drawing like mine as a first one. And then second one is going to be your own print design by using, shaped tool, rectangle, ellipse, polygonal star, any of tool that you have here. And then use color change option and then transform option to make some sort of the repeat. Okay, and then maybe change the color and stroke size to make it a little bit more prettier, like that. So create a print design. I will not ask like a lot of advanced drawing with this since you don't you didn't learn the pen tool, which is most critical tool in Illustrator yet. So your print design can be simple, but I want you to kind of try the tools that you learned today, okay? So you will need to submit two files. One is going to be look like this. Second one is going to be your own print design. So submit two files. And lastly, I will show you how to save. Okay, so go to File and then select Save. And I hope your default is AI, which is Adobe Illustrator. So you need to make sure your submission file is AI, Adobe Illustrator file. That way you can modify like lines, anything in the future, okay? So let's make sure you saved Adobe Illustrator file and then pattern, pattern, print design. If you guys, some of you wanted to create a logo design with this, you may try. But again, focus on this time using those tools that I show you today. Okay, so print design.ai file, and then save. And then you create a PDF convertible file, ICC. So make sure you all have these three options selected. Okay. And then Illustrator 2020. So sometimes you can actually save as the older version, but since you are using the Adobe Cloud anyway, you can use Adobe 2020 as a version and then hit the OK. So that's the one of the images that you have to do for today. And yeah, and then let's create your own print design by using the tools that we learned. So since Monday is Labor Day, right? Yes, this time I didn't copy. This assignment is due by Tuesday midnight, okay? So I hope you guys are having a good long weekend and have relaxed and get practiced, and then see you on Wednesday, 9th Wednesday. Okay? Bye.